Some people with like a couple cards play a very, very incredible game versus some people with like maybe they had more than enough cards. They can't play the same game.
The antidote to rumination too is just action.
The same sort of thoughts over and over and over. What's the point of thinking like this? I thought about this yesterday, had the same conclusion, but it really doesn't change anything. But the reason my mom was able to like take care of us is because someone was working, right? So someone had to be working to support us, and she had to trust my dad. I'm gonna try my best to live a good life. And that honestly looks different for everyone at different stages. I think you have to be really cautious of who your friends are, and specifically like why people like you. Whoa, like are you okay like living like just a regular Joe Schmo life so you can have your whatever virtue, or like even though the struggle you may have not asked for it directly.
Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome back to the Long-Term Podcast. I'm your host, Adven. Today, we have a University of Alberta engineering student and passionate writer, Jess Manoj. We will discuss people and how technology can enrich our lives and figuring out your own moral code. Jess is a great writer. I read his Substack all the time, which I will actually link in the bio. But in this episode, we talk about how important reflecting on your actions can be and how change is possible. Jess really reflects on his actions and his virtues and how he becomes better every single day. And it's never perfect, but he tries his best, and he's a person I highly look up to. I am extremely thankful for him today, and I'm extremely thankful for you guys listening, because it wouldn't be possible without you guys. I'm really excited for you guys to listen. Everybody, welcome, Jess Manoj. So today we're here with Jess Manoj, everyone. Yeah, bro, welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. So what do you think makes people truly interesting to study or write about?
So, I think the biggest thing about, okay, well, if you take a step back and think about like what makes people truly interesting, I feel like the biggest thing is like kind of what they've done or what they kind of think about, in the sense that like you can't really control what like happens in life, right? Like, for example, one great like sort of advantage that we have is we're in Canada right now, right? But let's say I was in India, like I don't have the same advantages I have, right? So it's like, okay, so you're placing, you have a deck of cards, and like how well are you playing it? It may not be the best deck of cards. You may have some trump cards, you may have no trump cards, maybe like you lose a card early on in life, but like what can you do with that? And I feel like some people with like a couple cards play a very, very incredible game versus some people with like maybe they had more than enough cards. They can't play the same game. And I find that to be like truly interesting, what they do, the sacrifices people make. And I feel like that it kind of calls me and like kind of everyone around them to like think about, well, like maybe I can do something like that too. So I think that's what makes people interesting to write about. Yeah.
There's somebody out there with half the talent that you have that's doing 10 times the output.
Yeah.
You know? And it's crazy to think that there's someone out there even in the exact same scenario as you, but they're maybe just a little bit more confident. Maybe they're just they're less neurotic, and they put into action what they're thinking, right?
Yeah.
Versus, I think for me, I always just ruminate on things. Like instead of like getting to work, I'll like stress on about like things I can't control, which is like, I'm a firm believer we all know what's good and bad for us.
Yeah.
But it's kind of feels good to kind of ruminate on things and be skeptical, even though it's net negative, right? Yeah. But I think if you want to be the best version of yourself, why worry, right?
Yeah. I'd have to agree with that. And another thing too is like, I always get caught up in, again, like the same sort of thoughts over and over and over. And it's like, what's the point of thinking like this? I thought about this yesterday, had the same conclusion, but it really doesn't change anything. But yeah, like oftentimes when like, I think the first thing I do when I get up is like, I just think for like 30 minutes and it's like kind of waste of 30 minutes early on in the day.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I fully agree with that.
Well, it depends kind of what kind of thinking though. Like if you're
Yeah.
actually setting up plans and setting up an objective and you're giving yourself time to relax versus if you're just ruminating on things you can't control, like, oh, that girl that's not texting me back, or
Yeah.
that am I going to get that job, or all these questions that you don't really know the answer to versus, okay, maybe I just focus on my breath. What can I do today? Plan your attack and ensure that you do seize the day.
Yeah, well, the thing is too, it's like it's very hard. I think it's one of those things where it's like it's super easy to be like, yeah, like I'll get up in the morning and like I'm just gonna go straight into work. But then it's like I've had where like I'm going on a run, I'm coming back, and I just like sit down on the stairs and I just like start thinking, and it's been like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It just goes by. And it's one of those things where it's like let's say like you have a problem with your phone, you can put it away, right? Let's say you have a problem with, I don't know, like your PS4 or whatnot. You can tell your mom or your brother, you can be like, hey, like, can you just like hold on to this so I don't play? But when the distraction is in your head, it's like it's very hard to get around that. And like I feel like the only way to really solve that is by being more aware of thoughts all the time. So
Yeah. I think the antidote to rumination too is just action.
yeah.
So actually be getting a step closer to, you know, be doing better on that exam, or just asking that person out, or maybe actually making that plans, calling that friend versus I don't know if I'm gonna do good. Like I need to study, but I don't really want to. And then like there's this back and forth, tug and pull, and next thing you know, you've wasted 2 hours versus actually just getting it done. Right on the other side of just putting in the work is freedom. That's when you can actually feel relaxed. I think with every single day, there's like you have to really work for your peace.
Yeah.
Like for me, I go to the gym like to make sure I'm like calibrated, and then I get my studies done, do editing. But if I didn't do that, I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I feel so empty almost. Or there's been days where I don't want to do the things, but I'm so thankful that I do it in the end because it's so worth it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's like, yeah, maybe that's what I have to do. But sometimes it's just like, sometimes it's also very healthy. Not, I wouldn't say healthy, but it kind of like, I feel like anytime you're kind of ruminating on something, it's because something's not clear in your head sometimes. It doesn't have to be always the case. Like, I think I've thought about something like 10,000 times, just all the time, it's the same. And then when it actually comes to that scenario, I'll probably do something else, which I thought of at the moment, which is like, it kind of doesn't work the same way. But also it's like, sometimes I have the same thoughts over and over again. And sometimes it's the exercise of walking through these complex thoughts that can like really illuminate something that wasn't there. Let's take, for example, like if you're constantly thinking about like sort of like, okay, like what's the best thing to do right now, as in like kind of like a general perspective, like what should I be doing with my life? How should I be treating people? And sometimes like every single day it could be like one answer, but then one day you're like, like maybe like I should like reach out to everyone and do this and do that. But you've never thought of that before. And that only came about through asking yourself the same question and ruminating. So kind of like devil's advocate, I guess. But yeah, no, I do agree with that.
I get it. I mean, rumination signals that you care. Like people that ruminate on their looks, like it's because they care about their looks, or they ruminate on the relationships, it's because they care.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
the opposite of that is just indifference. And that's the biggest predictor of, okay, you want to do better, right?
Yeah.
But there comes a point where, okay, the rumination becomes a mental health problem is when you're doing nothing about it.
Yeah.
And it's actually affecting your day to day. Like you can't show up to work because you're just obsessed on your looks, or you're obsessed on the interactions that you have, or like that one friendship, right? But yeah, it does, there's a healthy amount, right? Too much and it's like, and then too little, and it's like, you don't want, you want to care about like certain things, right?
Yeah, totally agree with you there. And like, I guess like virtue lies in the middle, right? Always.
Yeah, true. It's always in
Um,
the gray area.
yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing, like, I forget where I saw this, but it's like the person that, like, let's say it's like a championship fight. The person that's gonna win is a person that doesn't cares a little bit less about it. Because at that point, like, let's say you're fighting in like the Olympic championship, right? Your skill level is like very much closer to his skill level or her skill level. But the biggest differentiator at that point is the mindset, right? And that mindset to take a risky swing might be the differentiator versus the other guy being super defensive. So I thought that's pretty interesting. Sometimes you just gotta like let go
Yeah, I
and
love
go
that.
for it.
Like, do you think more about other people, like when you are ruminating, or is it like more about yourself? Because I know you do write about
Hmm.
people, right? And kind of the mindsets that you have, and you find them interesting. Like when you are interacting with people on the day to day, like
Hmm.
do you worry sometimes that, oh, did I say that thing right? Did I go about that the right way?
Yeah, absolutely, I do. And it's like one part of it is like just thinking about how you can treat people better, and I feel like that's a good exercise to do, for everyone, because it's like, okay, like, who are you taking for granted today? You know,
Mhm.
like your mom loves you, she's doing all this for you, but like, when's the last time you said, hey mom, I love you, thank you so much? Probably not as much as you should. You know what I'm saying? And it's like some things can slip, but I feel like if you really ask yourself where you could treat people better, I feel like you'll find a lot of answers. But at the same time, I feel like the way it gets negative is when you're kind of focusing on like where you messed up. I feel like that's when rumination is the worst. That's when like I kind of think, like for me especially, it's like, okay, like I should have said this and this, and then I'm just like constantly saying, oh, I should have said that, I should have said that. But it's like I'm not moving forward. Whereas like, okay, like if it's something actionable, I think that's a good way to put it. You have to be thinking about something actionable. If you can't take action on it, what is it that you really thought about? It's
Yeah.
You can't really take it down from the abstract, your mental model to reality, right? Because like, let's say you're not taking your mom for granted. Like, there's a very good fix for that. Go tell your mom you love her, or like help her around the house. But let's say it's like, okay, like maybe I should have like said this to that person, but like, okay, then go do it. Okay, I'm not gonna do it. Okay, why aren't you doing it? XYZ. Okay, then solved, done. Like, don't worry about it then.
Yeah.
But it's like, why are you like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If you don't like it, like you got to change it. And if you can't change it, you accept it. And you can't accept it, end it.
Yeah,
There's these three courses, and I like what you said about like if it's not something that you can take action towards,
yeah,
then it's just useless thought. Like, what if she was my girlfriend? What if we got married? Like, no, she broke up with you,
hmm,
and like you like that's it. Like she's with another man,
yeah,
or your friendship ended. You haven't seen this guy in 5 years.
hmm,
So what? Like what if this? What if that?
hmm,
You can remember the good times, but what could you have done differently?
yeah,
Could you have said this thing nicer, or could you have been there? Could you have been more present?
hmm,
Was it your fault that the relationship ended?
hmm,
When things went awry, like what did you have to do with the equation instead of like pointing fingers and
yeah,
complaining and worrying, which is all net negative. It's
and
not helping
negative,
anyone.
yeah,
You could go, okay, what can I do different today? Okay, like maybe my family just feels underappreciated.
hmm,
And when's the last time I actually said to my dad, like wholeheartedly, that I love him?
hmm,
Wow, it's been like a year. Maybe I should change that. Maybe I can make it a habit.
hmm,
Because you never know what's going to happen in the future. I do like candid interviews like on campus. It's
yeah,
mostly at the University of Alberta, and one of the topics that I did was death.
yeah,
And I asked people something along the lines of like, what would you do if you had a week left to live? And
yeah,
most people always said kind of, oh, I'd tell my family members how much I love them, how much they mean to me. I'd tell them all these things. I'd spend more time with them. I'd probably be more present. And
yeah,
then after that, I asked them, why don't you do it now? And then a lot of them like started thinking, oh, because exams and all this
yeah,
stuff. But Why don't you start doing it now? And
Yeah.
then my last question was, do you tell your family and friends how much they mean to you enough? And like majority of people said no. And I'm
Yeah.
like, why?
Yeah. Yeah. I think like life is very simple in my opinion when it comes to like a lot of these things, but it's like you just get caught up in it because there's so many moving aspects. I think that's why, to be honest. Like I remember when I was selling cars, like it's the tiniest things. It's like you just have to smile when they come in the door. Like that in and of itself is like it's great, you know. It's like because most people don't smile. Like when I came in like today, I don't even think I smiled at you. You know what I'm saying? But it's like if you notice the little things and do the little things and just like okay, like because like that's so simple. Telling your parents you love them, it's so simple, but it's like you just get caught up in life, to be honest. And I think that's a remedy for living like a calm life, just like simplifying, right?
Yeah, true. Brevity is the answer, right? Um, so how do you approach understanding someone beyond surface level impressions?
So I'd say it's all about like just kind of understanding like their life. If you just asked anyone, like I mean, like after a certain point of like building rapport, just like hey, like how like what was your life like? You know, like and they'll tell you like oh they grew up here, where, and then they went to school, and then this happened and that happened, and I feel like that really kind of illuminates what they think they are. You know what I'm saying? It's like okay, like for example, if you ask me, I'd be like, okay, like I grew up in India and then moved to Canada, and then after grade one through six, I went back to India, did junior high, and then came back, and I sort of reflected on that. It's like okay, the reason like there's a reason I'm telling people that you know it's because like okay, like I didn't grow up with the same like sort of context you did, and I feel like when people tell you that it's supposed to like they're telling you what they care about in life, you know, like and I feel like for me, like that change of context like twice in my life really affected the way I look at things. And if you ask someone, hey, like how's your life? Or after like a certain point of knowing them, like to know them deeper, they'll tell you their own life story in their specific way, and they'll stress certain things. But and it's like okay, like that's really where like Advent became Advent. You know, it was at this point, and I feel like Jess became Jess like in that transition of grade 6 to 7 when I went from when I went from Canada to India, and then like 9 to 10 when I went from India to Canada. I feel like that really like whoa like because I had to like reinvent myself twice, right? And I feel like that's a product. I mean, I'm a product of that. And I think that's really, and if you just kind of like nitpick at that, I feel like you'll always get some interesting, like, you won't even get like what they are. You'll get what they think they are. Cause I don't even know who I am. Like at the end of the day, it's like, I think I am this, but I mean, it's hard to like kind of wrap your head around that. But yeah,
Yeah.
does that make sense?
No, you go
Yeah.
deeper with someone. You ask them the questions as to where they're from and what they do for fun, and
Yeah.
eventually their answers bubble up, and you go, "Oh, that's why that person believes in it. Like that's why those outlandish thoughts
Mm-hmm.
come out because this person was hurt, or because this person
Yeah.
had a lot of nurture.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this came from a person came from a lot of privilege. Maybe they weren't." It explains a lot of the people. Why do they have a scarcity mindset? Oh, because they grew up and they never had any food in the house.
Yeah.
Food was hard to come by. Why did this person save so much? They grew up in a very poor household and money was tight all the time, and the parents fought all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I find when it's like dark and heavy, it usually has the most potent answers as to who someone is.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, though, we can all try to like find the fragments, little pieces that connect ourselves. We can explain certain things about someone's behavior, but we don't truly know because we don't even know ourselves. There's like all these explanations, but we can try to get close to it.
Yeah.
But the deeper you go, kind of the more confusing it gets, you know?
Yeah, I'd have to like that's something. It's like with what you just said. It's like it kind of changes with the analysis as well, which I thought was really interesting. And I'll take myself for example. Like I used to always think like my dad wasn't, he was working all the time, like genuinely. When we got to Canada, this guy was like, he was working his night shift. He was at 7-Eleven. He was a barista at Starbucks. He was like working really hard right when we got here, because it's like brand new country, just like new language. And then it's me and my brother and my mom. Like it's like you have three mouths to feed, and like a lot of stress, right? And I always used to like think that, oh, like my dad is like, he doesn't care about us, all he cares about is money, because like he just wants to work. And then kind of painted my mom as like, oh, she loves us so much because she stayed home. But then like I was like walking down eSurf, oh sorry, like at U of A, I was walking at U of A just randomly, and I'm like, wait, like the reason my mom was able to like take care of us is because someone was working. Right? So someone had to be working to support us, and she had to trust my dad enough to the point where like, okay, like I'll work, like I'll literally give my life up, work as hard as I can, so that like you can raise our children, right? And I'm like, wow, like I always thought like, because before in the level
Mhm.
one of it, my analysis, it was always like my dad's like this money hungry guy, and my mom's this like angel that loves taking care of us. But then in the second layer of analysis, it's like, wait a second, like these people are connected. And it's like the only way my mom was able to like take care of us is because there was money coming in, right? And
Yeah.
it was like, and this was like 2 months ago, and this is like something like I feel like it's stupid because it's like I've looked at my life more than once, and I've never thought of this analysis. So I'm like, so I think that, yeah, that is truly how little we know even of
Yeah.
ourselves.
Dude, I love that because we expect like a change in narrative or a change in belief as this like magical experience where the curtains open up and you wake up and you're like dancing and you like people start clapping, but it's like no, you're just walking down like a random day and like
Yeah.
an epiphany pops up. I'm like I'm I've been so neglectful of just being a good son.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize how good I have it. And it's like watching a movie over and over, like your favorite movie, and then
Yeah.
you're like, I didn't notice that facial expression that she did or
Yeah.
that person did. That's why it was a hint towards the ending.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm the same way where growing up, I always thought my dad was this like money hungry, just like
Yeah.
gets mad all the time.
Yeah.
And like, yes, he did get mad a lot and we
Yeah.
got in many fights. But then I looked at my own behavior and I went,
Mm.
wait, I was also a little shit. Like, I was also causing him stress. This guy was getting like a full time job, a full family,
Yeah.
mouths to feed. He was managing the finances.
Yeah.
There was a family back home that he needed to communicate with.
Yeah.
He like he's working his ass off. There's people at work that are trying to, put him down.
Yeah.
And he's struggling. And he doesn't have any really knowledge with exercise and diet, and so he really ate whatever he wanted. So it must have been tough managing his emotions.
Yeah.
And I looked in the mirror one day after I used to be a massive smoker.
Okay.
And yeah, after like the 10th time I was watching like anime, it was like 2 a.m. around COVID time.
Yeah.
And then I looked in the mirror, dude. Like I'm like, it's like, what am I doing with my life? Why am I treating my dad like this? He's done nothing but love me. But yes, there are bad times, but what's life? If it's perfect all the time, it's not
Yeah.
perfect. I have it good. I'm in Canada. He got us to migrate here.
Yeah.
I should start trying to be a better son.
Yeah.
And that's when I started trying.
Yeah. It's incredible. And I feel like there's this quote, I don't even know where I heard this, but it's like always treat people that like they're just negligent rather than malice. You know what I'm saying? It's like maybe they just didn't see. It's like that you said about that facial expression that you didn't see. Maybe it was just that. Maybe they just didn't see that you were hurting, or
Yeah.
like XYZ happened because they were so worried about something else. But rarely is it about malice. No one ever, like, I've never in my, like, oh, actually I have when I was a child, but never have I actually done something like, oh, like I really want to hurt this guy, right? Because it's like it's pretty hard to like channel all that hate into one place. And I don't think a lot of people are kind of like that. But like when I was a kid, yeah, like I wanted to, I don't know why, but like wanted to
Yeah.
inflict pain. But I don't think anyone is like really out to get you in the way that some people think they are. I think it's just like they're just not like they're just thinking about something else.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. Assume people are innocent until proven guilty, because a lot of
yeah,
people will go into an interaction and assume guilty until proven innocent. And when you're already thinking somebody's gonna, say something hurtful
hmm,
to you, you're on your guard. You're like, this person's gonna hurt me. I'm gonna try to look at all the negatives, and
yeah,
it's like if you look for a red cars, you're gonna find red cars.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's, yeah. Do you think most people live authentically, or do we play roles to fit into society?
Well, I think it's really hard. Well, no one really knows what authenticity is, right? Like it's really hard to like kind of live in an authentic way because like me, you, we're all on this journey trying to figure out like what is the real Advent. You know, like no one really knows that. Like it's not like you know, and then you kind of figure it out. It's like you just in steps, right? But I do feel that, like people do shy away from asking themselves like the real hard questions in life. Like I and I'll take me for example. It's like okay, like how much did I actually think about going into engineering? Like zero. Like how much did I actually think about like anything? Like so, like after high school, like I took a gap year. I told my dad, hey, if I can get rich, like I'm not going back to school, and that didn't happen. But it's like okay, like that's how much I thought. Like I didn't really think, oh, okay, engineering. And it's like, I think one of my friends was asking me, hey, like, how much do engineers make after they graduate? I'm like I have no idea, dude. I just picked it. It just sounded cool. Everyone was kind of hyping it up, and I just picked it. So it's like, like the basis of my identity was the fact that is right now is the fact that like I spent like 12 hours a day doing engineering, like studying engineering, right? And it's like even that was kind of like on a whim because honestly I wanted to go into computer science. So it's like your identity and your authentic self kind of changes and stuff. But I feel like you have to try your hardest to be honest with yourself. And I think that's like the biggest thing. That's like the prelude to being authentic, I feel.
Yeah. It's like through metacognition, right? Or meta analyses with the steps that you do take forward,
Mhm.
it proves to, shine a light onto who you are, versus if you just engage in the action, you don't really go, why?
Yeah.
Like, why do I start a podcast? Like,
Mhm.
is it for attention? Is
Yeah.
it to spread positivity? Is it so I can better my communication?
Mhm.
But I think it's never just one facet.
Yeah.
It's like 10 reasons,
Mhm.
maybe 100.
Yeah.
Some things you're unconscious of.
Yeah.
Maybe you just want to make your dad proud, and
Yeah.
you want to be successful, and you want to up your value as a man so that one day you'll find a wife.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So a lot of people, they get so caught up in just one facet, like, oh, I'm going to engineering so I can make money. Yeah, but like it's more than that.
Yeah.
you
It
know?
it I don't think life is that one dimensional, you
Yeah.
know? And it's like another thing too, as I think like what I always found useful was like kind of doing it like and like analyzing your life before, like what
Mm,
like when you were a child or like even before engineering or before like I started to really like write, like what was I doing? You know, like before
mhm.
I was like now I'm kind of like thinking about like okay, what am I doing today? Okay, I'm going to go see Advent. I'm doing this podcast. Why am I doing this podcast? okay, like, do I really have time for that? Did I think that decision through? I'm doing all these things, but it's also cool to look back at a time when you weren't really doing that. Like when I was like, I started coding when I was like 13 or 14, but like, why did I do that? Because like I just wanted to, you know? And I feel like those things can illuminate really who you are as well. Because like from from when you're a child to now, like I feel like you become better, become a better communicator, and like you gain all these skills, but at the core of your identity, you are kind of like the same person.
Yeah. It's like I used to be really into Lego. I used to
Yeah.
be really into these like robots.
Hmm.
Um, and my dad told me uh, that I took the batteries out of the robot after playing for like 30 minutes
Hmm.
because I wanted to save the battery. And here I am, thinking of like delayed gratification. Like I ration kind of my dopamine and I ration screen time, and I'm always about structure.
Hmm.
And when I keep asking my parents, like, oh, what was I like? Oh, like you talked a lot, like a
Yeah.
lot. And I'm like, really? I remember me as a shy kid, but
Yeah.
yeah, you were shy at first. But when you like really came out of your bubble,
Yeah.
like you would do weird shit. I'm
Yeah.
like, really? Like I
Yeah.
was a goofy kid. Yeah, yeah. And I'm like, huh, like I never really changed, like, yes, I'm like maybe I aged and I'm like, I was five, like 20 years ago,
Yeah.
but like I'm still at the core, right? Like I'm still kind of the same like person. Like it's
Yeah.
weird to think about that I'm like me now,
Yeah.
right? But at one point, right, like I I had certain qualities
Yeah.
that helped me today in learning about my childhood and learning about kind of the mechanisms that were at
Hmm.
play just helps reinforce the ideas that I do have. I'm like, oh, like this is the right decision because as a
Hmm.
kid, I've always really liked building stuff. I've always
Hmm.
wanted to build a business. I've always wanted to, like, I loved interaction. Like
Hmm.
that was my happiest when I was with friends,
Hmm.
and when I was alone, I felt isolated.
Hmm.
And now with changing up my dialogue, I feel me when I talk about other people, or when if I do talk about myself, it's spreading positivity or
Hmm.
it's like putting a point across. But I really just want to serve my life onto other people.
Hmm.
And I think as a kid, that's how I lived by. Granted, not all the time, because like
Yeah.
there's elementary, middle school that society tries to wrangle you and
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's really cool to do that analysis. Like when I was a kid, I'd get in trouble a lot. And it's like, I think it's because I just love the attention, to be honest.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I mean, I had a twin brother, so it was like, there was always kind of a fight for attention in my house. But I think like my brother he never really tried to, because like, I don't think he cared, to be honest. Like he was fine not having attention, but I wasn't. Um, but yeah, and you can kind of see like the unhealthy habits to sort of die down, and kind of like you expressing exactly what you were supposed to express. So I think that's really interesting, and like sort of how like the bad vices aren't always bad vices. Like they can lead to some sort of like redemptive to quality as well, I feel.
In what ways do you think technology has generally made human life more meaningful, not just convenient?
Yeah, well, for um I think by convenience, like are you meaning like, okay, like instead of taking a horse you can take a car? Is that convenience for you?
Yeah.
I'd say, like, to be honest, like I kind of I kind of I don't know how to like really answer that question, just because I think that is the point of technology. It's to make our lives convenient. I don't think technology really makes people's lives better, cuz only you can make your life better. You know what I'm saying? The guy, like, I don't know, sipping martinis and going on yachts, he has all the technology in the world. Always did. But is his life better? No, probably not. Like Marcus Aurelius, like or sorry, like I should say, like any king in back in the day, even me, like right now, like just living like a regular life in Canada is lives a life of luxury compared to a king from back in the day because I don't have to worry about disease. I can go anywhere I want to, right? There's so many things where that, and I feel like that's what technology really is. But I think a better, I guess, like the other side of the question is like, but what technology does do is it allows people to worry about living a better life. You know, if they're not worried about like how they're getting from like the horse, like I don't know how they're getting to work, they can worry about the actual work. You know, like as human beings, like let's say like okay, like before the horse, it would take you an hour to get home so you can come back to your family, right? And now it only takes 20 minutes. Now you can now like it's giving you an opportunity to live a better life. It's not making like nothing in the world I don't think can give you a better life. Technology isn't that's not the point of technology in my opinion. And technology enables you to live a better life. And I feel like as as someone that's like kind of passionate about like hey like I want to really make an impact in the world, like like I know that like no matter what I do, like no one can sort of like raise people to like just like live a great life. You can't like people have to like come to that conclusion on their own. But what you can do is like help this guy out with like if you give anyone like a little bit of money, it's like okay maybe they can like spend it on groceries, make it maybe they can eat a little bit healthy, maybe they can save some time here, maybe they can start journaling now or whatnot. But if you give like a crack addict a little bit more money, they're just going to buy some more crack, right? Like
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Yeah. You use the tools that
Yeah.
you can, and you can add meaning to it. Like social media, of course, you can use it for bad. Like you can
Yeah.
doom scroll all day, and you can live a very meaningless and unproductive life,
Mhm.
or you could DM people, reach out, make plans, take action.
Yeah.
ChatGPT, you can use it so you don't learn anything.
Mhm.
You can use it to just cheat on exams. You can use it to, you know, plagiarize, and you can use it for bad things or
Mhm.
things to that will make your life worse, or you can use it to summarize a
Yeah.
certain dialogue that you don't understand, to
Mhm.
explain it to you as a like you're a 5-year-old, or
Yeah.
to manage your finances.
Yeah.
Like I think we live in a time right now, as you said, like back then it used to be horses,
Yeah.
but now there's cars,
Mhm.
right? But now like it's not the horse or the car itself, like maybe the relationship with your horse, and maybe
Yeah.
it's your pet, but it's not the transportation itself that's
Yeah.
like meaningful, like developing. It's like the thing that you attach to it. Like what did it take to make the vehicle?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's people operating, getting all the different parts coming
Mhm.
together and actually making this product. And how do you sell this product? You're going to market it and make
Mhm.
people believe in it.
Yeah.
And I think the progression of technology and how we invent stuff is beautiful. It's remarkable.
Yeah.
But like it's only if you actually take time to reflect on this and to actually think about the things around you. But if
Mhm.
you just kind of go look at your phone and there's TikTok, you never really ask why. You never really like think about like how everything's shaped up.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, then everything's just kind of scary. You know, like how did we get to this place, right? Like why am I me?
Yeah.
And I think it's scary, man. If you just like teleported, like right now, you are who you are. Like everything that you do, you still do. You have still the same brain capacity,
Mhm.
but you don't know why you do things.
Yeah.
Like there's just no like why do you do things? It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Like there's no answers. There's no meaning to anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is kind of scary when you sort of put it like that, but at the end of the day there are like reasons why you do certain things, right? But one thing you have to take with a little bit of humility is that no you can't really know all the reasons why you do things. Like I don't know why
Mm,
the reason like I don't know why I'm sitting in this exact position I am right now. Like maybe like that's the way my dad sits or my mom sits, like like you know,
yeah.
but it's like at one point like the analysis sort of breaks down. But going back to like the technology thing, I think it's like it's funny because like ChatGPT, I feel like people either use it to cheat and like just like get all their work done, as in like get all their work done in a very like where they have the least amount of brain involvement as possible. Or on the other side, you can use ChatGPT to learn nothing or literally learn anything, because there's so many things
Mm.
like like when I'm using ChatGPT, like I'm like wow, like I understand this like so much better with the way they explained it, and like just how capable it is in like just querying different things, and sometimes it's just like giving you the right article and whatnot. But I truly feel like it's such a blessing in my life, to be honest, to be able to use that tool.
Yeah. It's done so much for me as well,
Yeah.
to be able to structure questions, to be able to help me become a better version of myself.
Hmm.
And like at first I used to be really hesitant,
Hmm.
but then I thought about, or I read some things about like the internet back then when it
Hmm.
first the advent of the internet. People were hesitant, but then look where we are now.
Yeah.
It is ingrained in us.
Hmm.
It's part of everyday dialogue.
Yeah.
With books, even
Yeah.
prior to books, like it was all oral,
Yeah.
right? And it was like these books things, right? They're just like, how do you even learn from a book? And I'm sure there was a lot with it. Every
Yeah.
single time in history, there's always like naysayers,
Yeah. Always a
and
pushback.
there's always a pushback. But then eventually everybody accepts it, and
Yeah.
100% of people eventually will, with every single modality. It's
Yeah.
crazy. How do you think we can balance like technological advancements with maintaining our humanity and empathy? Because I think what I'm scared of too is like the more we progress, the less human it becomes. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? It's like AI and just like robots.
Yeah. I don't like the thing is like that's a very like I don't know. I feel like everyone's talking about this. Like you'll hear it at churches. You'll hear like even like my brother who's like 14. He's worried about AI and like he barely knows what that is. Um, I think like with things like that, like we have to be prepared to like kind of just embrace the unknown. Like I'm pretty sure this is. I mean, I don't really know, but when the internet first happened, I'm sure they had questions like, "Oh my God, internet! Like, are in store going to even happen?" Because like with the rise of e-commerce and WordPress, whatnot, like, am I ever going to be able to go to a store and buy anything? Right? That was a real concern, right? But like, is it like I like still went to a store like yesterday? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, and it'll take like years to adopt. But yeah, I don't think it's something we should look at from a negative perspective. I'm sure there are like bad things about it, but I think overall it's a net positive, and it's like we have to take a leap forward. Or like our whole like sort of economy is built on like creating value, and that's what AI like creates like a ton of value for people, right? Even for you, it's like saved you like I don't know how much time it saved me, right? So if it created value, then it's kind of in the right direction, in my opinion, at least. But
Yeah, it always goes back to like how you use it,
yeah,
right? Like a tool, like the hammer, right? Do you
um,
use it to like bash your fingers, or do you use it to bash other people, or
yeah,
like put in nails and actually build a house?
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's not like AI is not like it's just a tool. It's a tool. Furthermore, it's only one tool. You still have to take like there's a lot of other tools that you have to use to solve problems, and I feel like
Mhm.
AI is not a one size fits all like solves every problem in the world, because I don't think it will do that, because there's only because we're supposed to do that. Like that's the whole point of us. We solve problems that require like just different like using an array of tools, and I think I think AI will never be able to like truly like do to solve like real meaningful problems.
Yeah. I think that, well, AI, like a lot of this, you ever seen those videos where it's just like clearly AI generated, but
Yeah.
like it's really like you if you didn't know AI existed, you'd know like these seem like actual people.
yeah,
You know what I mean? But it's like come to the point where you might not even like really recognize that it's AI anymore. And I find that I think that will be, this is my prediction, that will be and one-on-one interactions like these will be a lot more high value.
Yeah.
Because it's just everything in the internet's fake. But if like two people can confirm it that, oh, it did happen, or I do the candid interviews because people see it all the time, that it's like, I'm just not generating this off of AI. Like I could, there's so much software out there where you can just, it can even be better.
Yeah.
But it's like the authentic element part of it that makes just the connections a lot more valuable.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's and I feel like acting too is going to be like kind of weird because I don't know how they're going to manage that, to be honest. Like acting could be very much like, it could be like AI, but then again, it all comes back to like, for example, like Pixar, right? They don't have people, like people aren't playing those roles, but it's still like excites those emotions with us. Like I'm sure you've watched Kung Fu Panda, like that movie was crazy in grade 1 or whatnot, but there was still a human element that made it, even though the movie was literally about animals.
Yeah,
You know
the
what I'm
scroll,
saying?
man.
The scroll.
Got that. There was no secret. It always plagued me. Like, what was the secret? What was it? And then I was like, it was me. It was all within.
Yeah.
There was no secret.
Yeah.
It was always just been me. And then it just connected to like Poe's dad, or like his like adopted like connection to like the dragon warrior, or like the secret to like why the food is so good.
Yeah.
Both of them are like, wait, it's because you took passion in it.
Yeah. And I think like, and that's why I think that there's, because we already illustrated that AI can't kind of do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like the reason like Kung Fu Panda had such an impact on us is that the director, or like whoever had that vision, had a vision, like, and was able to exact it through that tool, which was animation, right? Which is something so like, it's so like weird if you think about it. It's like, first of all, they're not even humans. Second of all, it's like animals talking. You know what I'm saying? And like the animation's like, oh, like very like spherical. You know, it's like, it's just kind of weird, you know. It's not, I don't know if I don't think it's reflective of real life, but it still worked. And I feel like in the same way, AI is going to make things that work, but it's always, the prompt is always going to come from a person, right? So
yeah, true. How did you begin to shape your personal moral code? And was it through experience, reflection, or influence from others?
Yeah, I'd say, to be honest, it wasn't really, I kind of stumbled upon it because it wasn't never really about like living a life of virtue or trying to be a good person. Like in high school and like grade 9, like I never really thought about like, okay, like live a good, like live like a good person. It was always like just insecurity. It was like, okay, like I'm not, like I thought I was like, I'm like 5'7", 5'6", whatnot, but it's like I thought that was the end of the world. Like when I was like 15 or 16, I'm like, if I don't get to 6 feet, it's over. Like it's genuinely over. Like there's not, like I don't know if I can I don't know if I can go on like
genetic
this.
failure.
Yeah, like
might as well jump off a building.
Yeah, like like for real. Like I was like, shoot, like I don't even know if like people can like be my friends at this point. But I'm like, but it was self-improvement. Like I remember I was reading Power of Habit and like Smarter, Faster, Better, Charles Duhigg when I was like 14, 15. And like I read
that's like one of my that's like my favorite book, man. Power of Habits.
I honestly Duhigg. Like it's a good book. They say the same thing over and over again so many times that like it really gets you, it really pins the nail, or like nails the head on it. But yeah, like I remember reading those books and reading like how to win friends and influence people, because I'm like, yo, like if I'm not gonna be like 6 feet, like I actually need people won't come to me. So like I have to get good at talking to people or else it's just gonna be over for me, right? So it kind of started like that. And like as you go on, like insecurity changes, but self-improvement kind of turned into like, wait, like wait, what am I self-improving towards? Before it was always the goal of like, okay, like I'm always making compensating for not being tall or whatnot. But it's like, okay, like now like what am I aiming towards? Right. And I feel like that's when I feel like, okay, like what like that has to be something good. And like then you ask yourself all these meta questions of like what is good and like what is virtue, what is living a good life, and then you kind of like just steer yourself into like living a good life. Or like it's not even about like if you pin it on the head like, okay, this is good for sure and I'm going to live this way. It's simply the act of I'm going to try my best to live a good life, and that honestly looks different for everyone at different stages. But yeah, that's kind of how it all started.
Yeah, dude. I was the same way too, where it wasn't more so like, yes, height was a big insecurity for
Yeah.
me, but I just like wanted to make friends. Like I just
Yeah.
wanted to be liked by everyone. But
Mhm.
it's like, why did I want to be liked by everyone? And it was because I I didn't really like myself, so I outsourced validation from other people.
Yeah.
So if they liked me, then that must mean I'm admirable. That must mean
Yeah.
I'm worth it. But if they didn't like me, that must mean that there's something wrong with me. But then I realized at the end of the day, wait, as long as I just liked myself, it doesn't matter what they think. And
Yeah.
granted, if I treat people right, if I do the right thing, then it doesn't matter what they think. And like through like reading countless books, and even like even if I don't clearly remember what the book was about, I'll be reading that and I'll change my behavior and I'll change kind of my actions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like probably through reading Power of Habits and reading How to Win Friends and Influence People,
Mhm.
it's like you apply that and then
Yeah.
it just becomes ingrained in you. And then certain books that that you read like change your behavior and then cause you to reflect about why you do this, and it just gives you a lot more tools
Mhm.
onto like your mental framework.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's crazy how that comes out to be, right?
Yeah. It's wild to think that like that was kind of like the biggest motivator. But again, that was like the crazy thing to think about was that like I think we're similar in that aspect. Like the drive was like wanted people to like me. From like, okay, like like why can't people just like me for what I am if I'm not funny or if I'm not like like 6 feet, right? And it's like, well, like what if that never happens? Or like you're just compensating whatnot. But then you realize like is it even a good thing for people to like you? Like that's something like now that I think about like when like a demographic that shouldn't like me starts to like me, I kind of get worried because I'm like, okay, like
Yeah, like why
like
do all the gooners like me?
yeah,
Why do they like me? Oh, it's because I'm one of them.
Yeah, it's like that, and I think that's like a very like really indicative of like who you are as a person, who likes being around you. And if it's like people that you don't like wanting to be around you, or people that you don't want to be like wanting to be around you, even if they like you a lot, that's not a good thing. And that's why I feel like having a lot of people like you doesn't kind of validate you as a person, because that just means either you're just like a people pleaser, or it's because like it's actually like it's easier to be liked for like kind of bad things rather than good things, because being good is harder than being bad in my opinion. But yeah, I think
Yeah, it's always usually the right thing and the hard thing to do is like the same.
yeah.
Like having that tough talk with a family member, that's usually the hard thing, and the right thing, like not eating the pizza or hitting the gym,
Yeah.
studying when you should be,
Yeah.
not going to that party, not engaging in the short-term behavior. It's like you should be doing that, but like the opposite of that is like the easy thing and the wrong thing to do are
Mhm.
like usually go hand in hand.
Yeah.
It's like you watch Netflix all day. Should you be doing, maybe if you've done the work prior, like, are you on vacation? Do you deserve that?
Yeah.
Should you get pitch black drunk every Saturday,
Yeah.
Friday? You know, it's like the easy route. It's like so simple.
Hmm.
And it's so, like, in the moment, it
Mhm.
feels fantastic, but like later on, it feels miserable. Like even like validating yourself with other people.
Yeah.
That's the short term. Like usually it's easy because you just go with what they're saying and agree with them. But like, what if you don't agree with what they're saying? What if they're
Yeah.
actually bad people?
Yeah.
Then you want to like having that pushback and go, I don't agree with what you say. And you risk
Mhm.
getting hated on. You risk them not being your friend and
Yeah.
them talking bad about you. And it's like, that's the hard thing. To go with the hard thing.
Yeah. I think it's honestly like one of the craziest things you can do, or like I think like everyone, you can't avoid this, but one thing that I found that to be really interesting is the echo chamber of your friends that you're in. Like if I tell my friend, hey, like I got an internship at Tesla or whatever, everyone's gonna be so happy, right? Everyone's like, oh my god, that's crazy, blah 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 blah. And if my friend gets an internship at Tesla or whatnot, I'll be like, oh my god, like internship at Tesla, like you're gonna make it out, bro, like
Yeah,
San Fran,
yeah.
like all that stuff, right?
Mhm.
But it's like that doesn't validate that it's a good thing, you know? Like, and I feel like actually thinking is getting like there's less and less of actually thinking happening. And I found it in my life too. I remember like first year started, um I remember first year started engineering, and it was like it was off to the races. It was like study, 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 study. Okay, internship, internship, internship. Get an internship. Okay, study, study, study. It was like there was no conscious like, do I still like what I'm doing? Do I want to go down this path? And I feel like I was in kind of like a loop until I'd say my last internship at in Calgary, where I had a lot of time to think, and I'm like, wait, like let me slow down. Like everyone's doing everything I'm doing, so like I'm moving in the direction of the crowd, but is that what I want to do? Does that validate my opinion, or does that validate what's not even validating anything? It's sort of like, is that what I want to do, right? Is that the right thing to do for me? And I feel like that's a very like it's a hard question to ask yourself. Um and it's very hard to, especially when they're good people, especially when they're good, smart people, they're all doing this one thing and you're gonna do something different. It's like what like you need solid reasons for that. And it's very hard to like kind of differentiate yourself and take that risk. And I think that is truly being that again back to like being authentic. I think that's being authentic, to be honest. Like trying to like really understanding where you fit in society in terms of like, okay, like everyone's gonna like treat their friends this way. I'm gonna treat my friends this way. You know, I'm gonna like everyone's really focused on career. I'm gonna be focused on making music. Everyone's focused on I don't know, like going out on Saturdays. I'm gonna be focused on writing on Saturdays. It's like these things that are like going out on Saturdays isn't a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. Like have fun, enjoy your life, right? But like if you want to be your authentic self, like is that truly what you want, or is it because everyone else is doing it, right? I don't know if that maybe that veered off at the
No,
end,
no,
but
going against the grain and actually, you know, is this the life that you want to live, or is it just because that's what everybody else is doing?
yeah,
I think like nobody wants to go to the movies alone. Nobody wants to shop alone. It's like, oh, because if you're seen in public, then you're a loner. But you got to be comfortable being alone at times. Like sometimes you need to be able to like escape that horde mentality of like bandwagon effect. And sometimes you just you don't need to be there all the time because you have other pressing concerns, and it's going to take a lot of sacrifice, and there's going to be a lot of people like with pushback.
yeah,
But you have it in you because you know what's right for you. I think there's always whenever I'm out and I know I don't want to be there, and then something's calling out for me, it's always in the back of my head what I'm doing, what I should be doing.
Mhm.
Like if I go out when I need to study, in the back of my head, as I'm talking to someone, as I'm enjoying myself, I should be studying. I should be studying. I should be studying. I should not be here. It's like a voice.
Yeah.
And I feel like everybody has that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, this is not the right thing. But if you continue to override that, eventually it just won't exist anymore, and you'll just won't know who you are, and you'll just keep on doing the things that everybody else is doing. And next thing you know, you'll be on your deathbed.
Yeah.
And you'll be going, what if I just started that book? Or what if I just started writing? What if I just started that podcast, started that gym routine, and I stopped like just wanting to be liked by everyone who, like, yes, maybe there are good friends. Maybe it's like a healthy friendship, but maybe it's like making you deviate away from your dreams and ambitions.
Yeah. And it's, I think, like tying it back to the question you asked of like, I guess like where we were of like having people like you. That's why I think sometimes it's actually not, even though it's like programmed in us for us people to like us, sometimes it's not really good for people to like us. Because like if someone likes you, like they like you because you are a person, right? And maybe that's not the person that you like, about like the person as in like, let's say they like Jess, but Jess doesn't like Jess because he wants to be something even better, right? And this person's probably not going to like this person because like sometimes you're just addicted to the same drugs. Or like I remember like all my conversations with one of my friends was what about the girl that we were talking to, or like the girls like that we were trying to get. But as soon as like I stopped like trying talking to girls and started focusing on something else, it's like when I went up to him, I had nothing to say. And I'm like, whoa, like, and I mean, we're friends to this day and he's a great guy. I love him, but it's like, that's what we liked and that's what we had in common. But you begin to lose those things, and it's like I think you have to be really cautious of who your friends are and specifically like why people like you.
Yeah. I stopped drinking and smoking weed and vaping, and I realized I lost a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Like I still, like if I saw them at the grocery store, like or like out somewhere, I'll still say hi. I'm not gonna like run away.
Yeah.
Like I don't have ops in that way, but it's just like when there'd be plans like, hey, do you want to go to the gym? It's just like they don't want to go to the gym, so you know, I like we can't connect on that. Or if I want to study, some of them don't want to study. Like they're not in post-secondary. Okay, so church, when you go to church, a lot of them don't go to church. So when are we supposed to hang out? It's usually we would hang out on Fridays, like to get fucked up, like to go out, drink or smoke weed or just do some hoodlum stuff.
Yeah.
As soon as I didn't really find that interesting anymore. That didn't like speak to me.
Yeah.
Lost a lot of friends, you know? And then, like that's okay. And Hormozy and Chris Williamson has this idea of like the lonely chapter.
Yeah.
And it's usually for people that realize that they're living a life of just debauchery and just meaninglessness, or like you get a person that's addicted to video games and then they realize one day, oh, I don't want to play video games anymore. I want to start working out. I want to start dieting. I want to start taking my life seriously.
Yeah.
But their entire friend group, their connection is video games.
Yeah.
So then they lose all their friends because like literally that was the thing that brought them together, video games. So you go through this lonely chapter, and like the first 2 years, 3 years even, it's like the loneliest thing.
Yeah.
Because before starting this podcast, bro, like I had like a handful of friends. Like there were some, like a couple that were like really stuck by me, but like a lot of my friends, like I lost all of them because like I changed the way that I acted and the way who I am. So it was like really lonely, and I totally agree with that.
So like just as a like, so what happens like? So do you like try to find other ways you can hang out with them?
No, like I'll ask them if they want to, and if they say no, then I don't try to. Like I'm not gonna play golf just because they like golf.
Yeah,
because I would hate that. But if they choose to want to work out again, then we could get the friend to blossom. But it's not like I've closed the gate on that or closed the door. It's like if they want to start doing it, then yeah, I did start doing it. But at the same time too, you can only have so many friends.
Yeah, I was that was about next thing I
Yeah.
was about to say. And another thing too is like sometimes I truly don't know what to do in this scenario where it's like I don't think I had like the most insane friend group where I had a couple and I had a couple like offshoot friends that are like that like I really love those people and it's like but they do really they really do some bad things, right? And they always ask me to hang out and it's like sometimes I think like what if they pull me down into their like debauchery or what if cuz like that's honestly like one of the things um it's like the people you're around they just end up like just taking you places, you know? It's and like in like a figurative and literal sense, right? They start
Mhm.
introducing you to more people like them. They start like enticing you and making you say, "Oh, well, just take a break. Just relax. Just like, come on, like smoke a J with me. Like, just get a little drunk. You know, like you only live once. Blah blah blah." And it's like, I think that part of my life, I'm in that part of my life where like I, the time is like it's ticking by. You know, it's super fast, and it's like, do I have time to like really mess around? And
No,
that's
you don't.
right. Like,
You really don't.
yeah,
Like, people could call you boring, all this stuff.
yeah,
There's a lot of shame to that. But you can love from afar. You can
yeah,
show them what it's like on the other side of this debauchery. Um, like a lot of people will notice when if they haven't seen you in like 4 months, what's Jess been doing? Oh my goodness, like he's just been going to bed on time.
yeah,
He's just been reading, and his vocabulary has increased, not to the extent where he's throwing all these words on
yeah,
us, but he's well spoken.
yeah,
Um, how do I become like that? Just what'd you do? Then you can
yeah,
tell them what you did. And I think for me, right, I'm just sick of that stuff. Like I don't want to like I'll go to YDAV, but really I'll do interviews. Like
yeah,
it's for content, like for to get to know people.
yeah,
Because I went 2 years without going to the bar at all. I don't drink. I haven't drank in like almost 3 years, but
yeah,
I've never when I do go to the bar, like people are like off put, but like, why aren't you drinking? You're taking the fun of it of everything,
yeah,
breaking the mood. That's just not who I am. Like I can make all these excuses like I'm a DD, which in fact, maybe in some cases I am DD, but the
yeah.
truth of the matter is I don't drink. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's just because
You're
you're
no
social."
fun.
Yeah, you're no fun. Is it because like you have a drinking problem? It's like,
Yeah,
no, I've never had a drinking problem. Never had really like a weed problem either. It's just I don't enjoy it.
yeah.
Huh?
It's I don't know. It's really hard because like honestly, like I don't think drinking is a problem or anything. Like it's just what you want out of life. You know, like if you want a life of pleasure and this like like there's always a compromise, you know? Like if you're getting drunk on Saturday night, like I was at a sleepover yesterday with my boys and we just had some great conversation and whatnot, but like I kind of lost yesterday because I came home, I didn't sleep the entire day. So I was like, okay, like next time like we're not doing sleepovers, let's just like do something in the afternoon and that way like we don't all lose our days. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you have to make sacrifices in that sense, right? But it's I think it's really hard when people are prescribing each other like how to live their own life because I feel like that's happening a lot with my friends. I have this one friend who went straight like he went to school for a little bit and then he started working and me and him have like we're like best friends but it's like what he wants in life and what I want in life are it's so different to the point where it's like when we have conversations, it's like it's just arguments. It's just like, why aren't you doing the things I like? Why aren't you doing things this way? Well, of course he's not. He's trying to live his life, not my life. And he asked me, why aren't you like enjoying your life? Blah, blah, blah. It's like I am enjoying my life, but I just enjoy my life differently. But I feel like that puts a lot of stress on a lot of relationships. I feel, but I'm sure
Yeah,
you've had the same, right?
I
But
have the same, but it's like that point. I just you can't change a person's mind unless they're wanting to change. And so I don't
Mhm.
even argue. I just kind of show them, this is what I do. I work out every day. I pray before every meal.
Mhm.
I take my family and friends very seriously, and I try to be a person of truth and honesty. Yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot of people who will sway you a certain way,
Mhm.
and they're gonna make you feel like lower. And it's like subtle, because it's not to the point where they're actually actively like putting you down.
Yeah.
It's just to the point where like, look at me, I'm making all this money. Look at me, I'm this, I'm that. And then when like they talk about you, it's not really, it's more me, right? But at the same time, but they do ask me questions and they do make me feel good. But at the same time, like there's that gut feeling they don't really care. They're not really genuine. And
Yeah.
it's like through all the different iterations, like maybe it was like
Yeah.
just an off day for you. Maybe
Mhm.
you were just moody.
Yeah.
But if it's happening on like a good day and a bad day and like everything in the middle, and
Yeah.
like there's all these different iterations where they're not making you a better person. They just drop them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I'm very thankful to have like really good friends. I
mhm,
feel like in university that's one thing that's like really I was like really fortunate to like just meet people that were like wanted the same thing as me. Um but like again, two sides to that, right? Like when you have people that want the same thing as you guys you we collectively share the same blind spot, right? So I think it is good having like multiple friends in like different areas of life. But one thing that like I wanted to really talk to you about was the fact that like living like a life of virtue or like living the right way in your eyes, right, may not reflect, may not like turn into success. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, like you could do the right thing every day of the week. Every day of the week you can like whatever like always be honest, always do this, always work out and like truly try to be the best person you can be. And the other guy over there that like sleeps around and what's it called? Like gets drunk all the time. Like he could be more successful than you. Like genuinely. Maybe one day he like walks in, like maybe he has like gets drunk with like a millionaire and he's like, you know what? Like be my business partner. You're a lot of fun. And like this guy's just like a millionaire and he has success. But you over here, you just work your ass off. But what, like 10 years go by and you're still doing all your habits and like being a good guy, but this guy's like a mega millionaire and like now he has a wife and kids and all that stuff. Have you ever thought about that?
yeah, well, life isn't fair, right? And I know what you
Yeah.
mean, where a person could be just blessed with wealth. Like maybe their parents are paying for everything. They don't have to
Hmm.
work and they go out every single weekend. They get drink. Maybe they meet a business partner
Yeah.
and they become a millionaire off of that, and
Hmm.
they call themselves self-made.
Self-made. Yeah.
But I think it's chances and it's probability. When you have a person that works out for 10 years on end versus a person that doesn't, who's going to live longer?
Hmm.
The person that works out. When you have a person that doesn't drink versus a person that does, who's going to live longer?
Hmm.
A person that doesn't drink, who's going to be sharper when it comes to their relationships. It's going to be the person that doesn't drink. When you do the thing that's right for you every single day, the chances that you're going to get to your vision, it's going to be exponentially higher than the person that doesn't live with purpose.
Hmm.
It does happen. There are people out there that get lucky.
Hmm.
Maybe they're just at the right place at the right time. They meet someone's hand, they end up being an intern for this company,
Yeah.
and it pays off
Hmm.
dividends, and find a wife in that company. Boom, boom, boom,
Whatever.
boom.
Yeah.
But for the majority of people, that's not the case. For the majority of people, it's grind. It's you have to show up to school. You have to show up on time. You have to be there for your friends. You have to work out to maintain your health. You have to make sure that you do the things that you need to, or else you'll be like the average person. And what is the average person? The average person is overweight, they're in debt, and they don't have fulfilling relationships, which I think that we are in a world that's a lot more depressed, anxious,
Yeah.
and meaning, like a lot of people don't have meaning. But the way I see it is the more you tip on the side of good, of
Yeah.
what's good for you, you're just going to up your chances. And even if you don't get there, you're probably happier.
Yeah. I think that's one thing that like I really wanted to sort of think about is the fact that I could live like I know I'll never be able to live like a full life of virtue. Like I'm not God. But even if that goes astray, like sometimes I think like, okay, like I'm taking all these risks, I'm doing all this sacrifice, but what if like I just never make it out? What if like what if I do all this, try my best, and it's still like I'm still just whatever living with my parents at 30. I don't get anywhere in life, but I'm trying my hardest. And it's
Yeah.
like that right there is kind of like the crux of like what other people, and at that point people will be telling you, hey, like it's because you didn't have fun, or it's because you didn't drink, because you like, and to that, and it's very hard to like respond to that because right now like there's like the living a good life or living a life of virtue, like it pays off like almost immediately. Like I work out, like we did that marathon together. Like there's things that like people can see, like, oh, okay, this guy looks good because he works out, this guy graduated with a degree because he like studied. But like over time it's going to turn into like, but over time it's like the things that you have to do and the things that you don't do, it's like it leads you in different places, right? Like maybe like not going, because like I remember like I was on a lunch, I was on a lunch with my work buddies, and they were all drinking, and I'm like, yeah, I don't drink, and like that probably ticks someone off because like they're all about like drinking and whatnot, and it's like those are the sacrifices where it's like, whoa, like are you okay like living like just a regular Joe Schmo life so you can have your whatever virtue or like whatever you think it was right, you know? I think that's something I'm grappling with, to be honest.
I think you're on the right path. I think
Like
that.
would you?
Hmm?
Would you continue like this a podcast and like try and just keep trying even if like things don't work out?
I think, what if I died tomorrow? Would I have done things differently? Fuck no.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna drink. Like I'm not. I feel way better not drinking than if I did when I am drinking.
Mm-hmm.
I feel better when I do go to bed early versus if I do go out late at night. Do I miss sometimes? Yeah, I'll go out sometimes and I'll not sleep late. But there are certain codes and rules. Like I won't drink, I won't smoke weed, I won't vape. I'll do shrooms, but all the other things, like yes, there are times where what if it doesn't fail? The podcast doesn't do well.
Yeah.
But over a long enough time frame, you get what you deserve.
Mm-hmm.
Over a long enough time frame, the things that you can accomplish is out of this world.
Yeah.
You're still like what, 21? You're already so ahead, bro.
I don't. Yeah.
No, you're ahead. No, really. I'm 25. Like I started school. I worked for like 3-4 years. I wasn't planning going back to school.
Yeah.
And then I'm still behind. Like a lot of my friends are having kids. A lot of them are richer, but I'm living a life that's true to me, and that's all that matters. Because like, I mean, I could drink, really. I don't have a problem with it. I could have a little bit more fun, spend more, but this is who I am. I think thinking about like, oh, what if it doesn't pay off? It's going back to, it doesn't, it's not anything, it's net negative. Like what can you do today? There's people underestimate what they can do in a year and overestimate what they can do in a day.
Yeah.
Think about where you were 4 years ago.
Yeah.
You've come a long way. You've learned so much.
Yeah.
Think about where you'll be next year. I think last year, I wouldn't expect me to be on the episode 168 right now. Episode 168 got to talk to so many people. And it's all because I just followed the rules that I think that was right. And it was always going against the grain. And I view some of my friends right now, and we're all mid-20s. Then I talk to people on campus too, and some people are aging bad. Some people are unhappy. Some people are very in a very tough place.
Mm-hmm.
Most people, because they drink too much, because they don't eat healthy,
Yeah.
because they'd watch too many Netflix shows, because they don't have these conversations. It's terrible. I get you that you're you grappling with it because you've surrounded yourself with those types of people. I just don't really. I do have a lot of friends that they do drink a bunch, but they kind of get me now. They don't really make me feel bad for it, because on a long enough time frame, like it just becomes normal. Oh, Adven shows up. He's probably not going to be drinking.
Yeah. Well, it's not about drinking per se. It's just like this. The mentality is different, right? And I think it's like it's one of those things where, well, to be honest, like it's like in some ways they're right too about certain things, right?
Yeah.
Because like sometimes they're like, oh, Jess, like let's go out for a drink, but what they really mean is let's go out and just have fun, talk, like, and sometimes I kind of paint some people in a negative sense, where I'm like, okay, they're gonna go out, get blasted, but sometimes they'll sit down, they'll have a beer, and they just want to talk, so sometimes it's like you really have to ask those people, like, what do you mean drink? And like, and I like there's none of my friends really have an issue with drinking, which I'm really grateful for, but yeah, it's like some people just don't want to have fun, and like I'm fine with that too. I'm fine with having fun.
Yeah. Well, it depends what kind of people they are.
Yeah.
If before they were drinking, all they did was lounge around
Mm-hmm.
and not do anything, probably shouldn't be hanging out with that person. But if it's like a person that's like a student, they were at a charity event, they were there for their grandma,
Mm-hmm.
they were there for you when in down times, they're there for you in times of good times. Yeah, hang out with that person. Maybe if you want one of these, you could reintroduce alcohol. And if they're a true friend, they wouldn't make you feel bad for who you are. They'd understand you. They'd understand where you're coming from. Like the best friends that I do have, they question me if it's actually like going against like concerning. Like, bro, like you haven't been working out. Like dude, you've been drinking too much, or all you play is video games. I get that. But if it's like something great for your health, dude, you're spending too much time like working on yourself, and like if you put it that way, if you got a friend that gets angry over that, it's not your friend. That's a person that just wants that is using you, that is not liking you for who you are. Which I know I've met some of your friends, and they're all like really good people. They're all great people. Yeah, and I think you've surrounded yourself with great people.
Yeah, honestly, like lucky, to be honest. Like, because I remember like when I grew up, it wasn't. I remember in like when we went in elementary in Canada, like, dude, like I had some messed up friends, and I remember like, because we'd always get in trouble together, right? But it's like I got in trouble with them, but like they were getting in trouble because what was happening at home, because like their home is a mess, and like their mom doesn't love them, but whatnot. Like it's probably like a single parent home, and there's all these things going around, and that's why they were getting riled up, and me over here, I was just getting riled up because they were, right? And I saw it play out, and like a lot of my friends from elementary are not in a very good space right now, and so I really understand that I do have some great friends around me, so very thankful for that. Yeah,
this has been a phenomenal conversation, man. I've learned a lot from you.
I've learned a lot from you too. I think it's super cool.
Well, I really do enjoy your writing. I read every single thing that you post in the Substack. You are a person that I really look up to. Really. I know it hasn't been long since we've been buddies.
Yeah.
We only met through like the campus picnic.
Yeah.
But like we worked out, was it like 2 days after, 3 days?
Yeah,
like something
we
like
worked
that.
out pretty soon after.
Yeah, it was dope. And then just like talking about kind of like life and just navigating through it. It's really helped me, man. And
Yeah.
I'm extremely proud of kind of the person that you've become, because even like the last time that we talked, like before that P2C meeting,
Yeah.
I think we worked out and hit the sauna, and
Yeah.
like there's been a lot of revelations, and you're in a good path, man. Like really, you're in a really good path.
Honestly, like I'm really grateful that I met you that day.
Yeah.
Cause like I remember like we were at the picnic and like I only talked to you for like a second, you know, I don't really talk to you a lot. Like and it's kind of it's amazing that we connected after, and like I'm really grateful that we went on that workout pretty soon
And then
after.
I saw you too on the ones that called the run, and I didn't know you were running.
Yeah,
It's like, wait, what the?
that was crazy. Yeah.
It's really serendipitous, and I really like your framework of gratitude. That's something that I really try to implement every day, and like the fact that you try every single day, it's really noble, man.
Yeah.
The way you deliver certain stories and like the framing into certain things like really jive with kind of who I want to be every day. Because like I just want to be a thankful person and a person that is there for others. Like really, as simple as that.
Yeah.
Yes, I want money and I want to be recognized, but at the same time, I just want to feel grateful for my family and friends, and I want to be there for them. And it seems like through your writing, that's always something that you write about.
Yeah, well, thanks, Advin. But I'd have to say that my friend, like Mikhail, he's always like, he's always telling me to be grateful and stuff too. And it's like it's one of those things where it's like the people around you really like, kind of reinforce your good habits too, right? Because I remember we were talking about the hackathon. We didn't win the hackathon, and I thought we had a phenomenal idea. I worked on the pitch, like it was great. I really thought we were gonna win. We didn't even place, right? So
Ooh.
so that was a real like, oh, like come on moment, right? And this wasn't. It's not like it's my first hackathon, right? And my friend he said just say alhamdulillah, you know, just like at least you got to like do a hackathon, you know, at least that's a good problem to have, you know what I'm saying?
I get to be on a podcast. I get to be a U of A student.
Yeah.
I get to have a family.
Yeah, it's all these things, and yeah, man, it really comes down to like who you're around. um like I guess the first layer of that would be like your friends, but the second layer of that, I guess the first layer of that would be yourself. Like, do you want to be around yourself? The second layer is your friends, and the third layer is like the content that you consume, right? Like the books, because there's like some pretty bad books out there, and there's like you could be consuming video games, you could be on TikTok, like whatever, looking at I don't know what's funny, but
6-7 memes.
yeah, the 6-7 memes, man. I think it's funny, to be honest.
I think it's funny. Yeah,
my brother is like my younger brother. He's like just turned 11. He's like, oh, 6 plus 7.
Dong 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 sahur.
Yeah.
You ever see that guy with like this the dong dong sahur is like a goofy looking stick guy?
No, I don't use I'm not on Instagram much.
I actually don't look at meme culture, but it comes to me.
Yeah, no, I feel like the 6-7 thing. I mean, it made its way all the way to Parliament, right?
Yeah,
That lady was like,
yeah, 6-7. Like people were probably like, what's going on?
Honestly, I thought it was really funny. Like she's trying to fit in, and I think it's a good thing, to be honest.
Yeah, she's trying to connect with the youth.
I love it. Yeah,
but yeah, I like memes, man. They've always been a big part of my life, but I don't try to seek them out anymore. Like, I don't try to seek them out, but if I find a good one, like I'll binge it and I'll make jokes about it.
Oh, there's so many good funny ones.
Like mewing, bro. You
yeah,
mew, bro.
mewing, yeah.
Freaking the chill guy is my favorite though.
The chill guy?
Yeah, you know the dog with like his hand in his pocket. No,
I don't know. I don't know.
Good.
Yeah.
It's but yeah, man, I'm really thankful for you.
Yeah.
And I keep on being you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Do you have any last words to people that may be struggling out there who
yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's like that's kind of what you want, to be honest, right? It's like even though the struggle, you may have not asked for it directly, that's kind of what that's kind of what life is about. So I'd say embrace it, but like we're all struggling together too
Yeah.
is one thing to recognize. But yeah,
You are not alone.
yeah, we're not
You
alone.
know. But as always, to everyone listening and watching, there is a place for you in this chaotic world. Never lose hope, strengthen your faith, and keep it long term. Jess Manoj, everyone.
Yeah.
Peace. That big dog.
Oh man, thank you so much. That was fucking sick.